Alright guys, welcome to video number 2. As you recall, the first video I made was to talk about how to add a new blog post, how to edit an existing blog post. This video I'm going to talk more about how to add a featured listing, how to edit a featured listing, and so on. And when I say featured listings, what I'm referring to are the listings on the home page right underneath that call to action bar that I put in, labeled featured listings. So when I talk about this listing section, that is what that is referring to. So when you put your cursor over the listings option, you get another little sub menu that pops up that has all these different options. The only two options that you guys are going to use are listings and add new. I can talk about these a little bit more at a different time, but for time's sake, because I only have 15 minutes per video, I'm only going to talk about the two options that you guys will use, which is the listings option and the add new. If you click the listings option, that'll bring us to a screen that has all of our featured listings, and much like a blog, if you scroll your cursor over each listing, you'll get some different options. You can edit a listing, you can delete a listing, you can view a listing. If you just want to see how it looks on the web page, you can click view. Edit, you'll use that, for example, if property changes pricing, if this property 13301 95th Street changes to $339.9, you can go here, edit the price, and you do so by clicking edit this item. For right now, what we're going to do is I'm going to add a new listing just to show you guys how to go about adding featured listings and how what to do and what's involved with that. So what I want to do right now is click Add New, and this brings us to a screen that looks much like a blog. You have your title bar here, you've got the content section here. For the title of a featured listing, I basically just like to put the address of the property we're talking about. I found another property, 5945 or 49 North Redmond. We're just going to use that as a sample featured listing. So we're going to type in 5945 North Redmond in the search bar. That's all we want up there. Then we click down into the content area, and this is where we can either add a picture, add some content. Before we do that, what I want to do is I want to keep scrolling down, and underneath that content section you're going to see a property details section. This is where we manually input all the information that we want to include in the featured listing. So for 5945 or 49 North Redmond, the price is $129.9. So we type that in. The address obviously is 5949 North Redmond. City, obviously Oklahoma City. The state is Oklahoma. And the zip for this is 73122. So we type that in. The MLS number for this particular property is 472519, so let's copy and paste that. For the square feet for this property, it looks like there are 2,194 square feet. Believe it or not, this is a 5-bedroom property. It looks a lot smaller, but apparently it has 5 bedrooms, and it has 2.5 baths. For this, I'm not sure if there's a basement. If there was, we could type yes or 1 or whatever. But once we have all the information we need inputted in each of these columns, there's a little button right underneath this information. It says Send to Text Editor. I want you to go ahead and click that. What that does is it brings us back up to the content, and you'll see a new little item here that's in the content, property details. That's a property detail snippet. If we preview this page, you will see that this new snippet is has all the information we just put in. It's got the price, the address, the city, the MLS number. It's got all the information we just put in, kind of in like a table form. So that's what that does. Nice little feature. If we keep scrolling down just past the content, you'll see a couple different options here. Enter map embedded code and enter video embedded code. This is where if we want to add a map or a YouTube video of the property, we can do so here. For time's sake, I'll just show you how to do the Google map code. To get the Google map code, I don't know if you guys know this or not, type in the address into Google, bring up the map, then click this little link button that you see right here, grab the secondary code, and if we paste that in there, excuse me, Now we can send this to the text editor, and you'll see the property map snippet appears just after the property details. And to make sure, I usually don't put it on the same line. We can put it on the different line. It should pop up right underneath. If we preview it, you'll notice that the map probably doesn't appear, but you can see there's created a little bit more space. I don't know why it doesn't appear. It'll only appear if you actually publish the listing. So let's just go ahead and publish it. And then if we view the post, you should see that the Google map appears right underneath the property detail snippet. So moving on, we've got the map, we've got the property details. Now if we want to go ahead and put in a featured listing picture, we can do so just like a blog. You go to the add media little icon right here, add the media. You know, and if we didn't already have a picture of 5949 North Redmond, and we had it, you know, somewhere on our computer, we can grab that file just by going to select files, and you know, going to wherever it's located on your computer. For time's sake, let's just say we already have it in the media library, and we'll just use this picture here that's already used for an existing listing, but you know, I went ahead and already changed the address. For this, I'm going to input a medium-sized picture, and we're also going to use this as the featured image, which should appear as the thumbnail that you see on the homepage as that featured listing. And then we're going to go ahead and insert this into the post. Now we got the picture, the details, and the map. The reason I went with a medium-sized picture here is this allows us to now type in a little bit of content about the property. Let's just say we want to write a little paragraph about the property, explaining where it's at, what it's near, what restaurants are close by, and so on. We can type in our content here. This is a great property. It is located near whatever, you know. Let's just type in a bunch of nonsense here. You know, and if we already typed the paragraph out that we wanted in Word, remember we can always paste that, copy and paste it by clicking on the Paste from Word button right here. But now that we have some dummy content up, let's go ahead and format the picture, edit image. We'll give it a nice border. You know, and this is the same, just like in the blog. We'll create some vertical and horizontal space in between the content and the photo. We'll go ahead and update that. So now, if we preview the changes, we will see we got a nice little image. We've got our content. You know, and if this paragraph stretched down past the image, it should fit nicely, and we'll have the property detail snippet there and the Google Map snippet right here. And again, since we're only previewing it, you know, you can't see the Google Map, but trust me, it is there. So if we go and publish this, we'll click update. And remember, any changes you make to a blog or a page or a listing, always click update to save it. This update button is more or less the save button. If you make a bunch of changes and you don't click update and you just click off the screen, those changes won't be saved, and you'll have to go back and redo all of the work you previously did. So always remember to click update when you want to save it. It also publishes the content, so keep that in mind. But you know, it's better to update it, publish it, and then if you need to make changes later, you can go back and do so. It's better to publish it than to not save it, if that makes sense. So when we go back, this is our post. We've got the picture, the content. We have the property detail snippet, and we have the Google Maps snippet. So we got everything up there that we want. If we want to go back to the home page, we will see that this is now a featured listing. 5949 North Redmond is up. It's a new listing. It's $129.9, and it looks very nice. And of course, this is our featured image. We set that image as our featured image, which is why you see it. So very important to keep in mind there. Briefly, I want to talk about why we're not going to use these little options here, the features, the bedroom square feet, and so on. If you recall, when I first set up your site, I set up the search box here to only search the featured listings, and that was because we didn't have the diverse solution set up. And now we're going to have this search box search the MLS, not just the featured listings. Before, let's just say we were only still going to have this box search featured listings. These little taxonomies that you see right here, if you click the bedrooms, there's different options that I created: a 1 bedroom, a 2 bedroom, a 3 bedroom, a 4 bedroom. When we're in these listings, and we'll go back into the 5949 North Redmond listing, you'll see all these options off to your right hand side. The bedrooms, I've got all the options. The square feet, I've got all the options. This basically lets that search box, if it were still a search box searching your featured listings, it lets the search box know what categories this particular listing falls under. So for this one, if it's a 5 bedroom, we'd click 5. The 5 checkbox, it's between 2,000 and 3,000 square feet, so we'd check that. And it's between $100,000 and $200,000, so we'd check that. And then we would go ahead and update it. Now, if this search box were still up here, this featured listing would now be under the, it's tough because it's not there now, but if you clicked, if there was the bedrooms option or the bathrooms option and you clicked 1 or 2 bathrooms, this would be listed under whichever option it is. But again, since we still have that diverse solutions search box and not just the featured listing search box, these are pretty much meaningless. I'm going to leave them up there because it doesn't hurt to have them up there, but that's basically why we're not going to use any of these other options below add new or the listings. That may seem kind of confusing right now, so if you have any questions about that, let me know. But just to summarize, the only 2 options you guys are going to use is the listings and the add new. So if you go to the listings, we see all of our listings that pop up. And for this one, I'm just going to go ahead and trash it because it's a dummy listing. But again, since it's up there, it is now taking over space right there. I think that about covers it. I'm trying to rush through this because I've only got 15 minutes and we're already at the 13-minute mark. So if you guys have any questions about the listing option or the listings menu, let me know. But this is how you post a new listing in a nutshell. I will let you guys know when video 3 is up, but for now, this is the listings video.